Hello. In this video, we will learn the transaction steps of a unit. A unit is transacted based on a set of learning outcomes that need to be achieved by the end of a unit. These learning outcomes are based on academic standards such as listening and responding, reading with comprehension, vocabulary, grammar, conventions of writing, and creative expression in both oral and written form. All academic standards ultimately exist to enable and support the construction of a meaningful discourse. By conducting discourse construction, language acquisition becomes easier, which is why we follow a discourse-oriented pedagogy. Thus, to achieve the learning outcomes, our textbooks are designed adopting discourse-oriented pedagogy. Discourse means a form of meaningful expression of language. There are certain discourses targeted for primary grades, which are classified as major and minor discourses. Those are descriptions, conversations, story and narrative, songs, joke, letter, rhymes, drama, roleplay. Please note that for classes 1 and 2, the discourses are mostly oral. To transact a unit in English, we navigate through 3 stages. They are pre-reading, while reading, and post-reading. Let us learn about these 3 stages in detail. Please note that the important step for transacting any component of a unit is interaction with the child. All the stages are interlinked and they must be transacted in the same sequence as suggested. There is a class-wise differentiation in pre-reading components. The components for pre-reading activities differ across all classes. In class 1, we have face sheet, big picture, and pictures with dialogues. In classes 2 and 3, we have face sheet, picture related to listening passage, and listening passage. In classes 4 and 5, we have face sheet and listening passage. Pre-reading. Each stage has certain components associated with it. To transact pre-reading in a unit, the components to be transacted are picture interaction or face sheet, listening passage related to picture, and listening passage. To transact picture interaction or face sheet, let us have a look at the face sheet of Unit 3. The name of the lesson is I Like It This Way from Class 3. Let us see the transaction process of the face sheet. Ask students to open the required page from the textbook. Ask questions from the picture covering the theme of the picture. The questions should be framed in such a way that the students are introduced to the vocabulary associated with the picture. Student participation is of utmost importance and priority here. Allow the learners to respond in mother tongue if need be. If students respond in their mother tongue, megaphone the children's responses. Encourage divergent responses from the student. As students begin to engage in the conversation, elicit the relevant keywords which are associated with the theme of the unit and write on blackboard. Please note that the words must be read out for students as a whole word by following the syllables and not letter by letter. For example, to read out the word table, it should be done as follows: table, table, and not as table, table. Make children repeat the words after you syllabically. Invite students to read the words or phrases or sentences from the blackboard. Ask children to copy the words in their notebooks. After transacting the face sheet, construct a relevant discourse. The process to construct a discourse will be covered in the later section of this video. Please note that every child is engaged in the interaction or transaction process. To transact the picture related to listening passage, let us have a look at the picture of Unit 3. The name of the lesson is I Like It This Way from Class 3. To transact the picture based on listening passage, follow the steps given for face sheet transaction. Make sure that the interaction leads to the context of listening passage. This picture leads to listening passage. Please note that listening passages are given in the Appendix 1 as text for listening at the end of the textbook. To transact listening passage, let us have a look at the listening passage of Unit 3. The name of the lesson is I Like It This Way from Class 3. Learners should keep their books closed. Narrate the listening passage using proper voice modulation, gestures, facial expressions, pause, and pace. Check the comprehension of the learners by posing relevant questions throughout the narration. If children struggle to comprehend the narrative, then simplify it without altering the actual context and meaning. The listening passage leads to A. Reading. Please note that some words from the face sheet and listening passage may also appear in A. Reading. These are called subtext words. Teachers can point them out at different stages to help students make connections and understand better. Transaction of while reading begins with A. Reading. To transact reading, let us have a look at the text provided in Unit 3, the lesson I Like It This Way from Class 3. Please note that the actual text is found in A. Reading and is covered during while reading of the process, while the components of while reading are the same across all classes. To transact while reading, follow the steps given below. Specify the reading passage. Clearly mention the page number, paragraph, and sentence range to be read. Picture interaction. Let's look at this picture to understand picture interaction step. Engage students by asking questions about the picture provided in the text. Individual reading. Encourage students to read individually and underline any words they find difficult. Group or collaborative reading. Form groups of students. Students then take turns reading one sentence each while others observe. Monitor group reading and assist where needed. Reading comprehension. Ask simple questions to ensure students understand the text. Model reading by the teacher. Read the passage aloud, demonstrating clear pronunciation and proper intonation. Clarify difficult words during this step. Student reading aloud. Invite students to read aloud individually. Peers provide feedback to improve pronunciation and fluency. Please note that after each reading segment, there is a slot. We take up discourses that are relevant to the reading segment in that slot. Post-reading activities focus on discourse construction, editing, and textual exercises. To transact post-reading activities, we need to follow 2 stages and textual exercises. Discourse construction. Steps for discourse construction. Assign a discourse task and explain its purpose. Establish the context by interacting with learners about the background. Help generate ideas using guiding questions. Highlight unique features of the discourse such as tone or structure. Support low proficiency learners with scaffolds like word banks or sentence starters. Write learners' ideas on the board to assist them in creating their version of the discourse. Refinement in groups. After learners construct their discourse, divide them into groups to refine their work. Encourage clarity, coherence, and improved presentation. Allow groups to share their refined versions with the class. Stage 2. Editing the discourse. Choose one group's work to edit together. Guide students with questions that help identify and correct errors. Focus on dimensions like theme, grammar, word use, punctuation, and spelling. Share your version as a benchmark for students to compare. Transaction of textual exercises. Let us look at the different textual exercises provided in Unit 3 of Class 3. Once the reading segment is complete, use textual exercises to reinforce concepts. These exercises can be used to revise and consolidate learning. Conclusion: by following these steps, you ensure students comprehend the text, construct meaningful discourse, and refine their language skills. Thank you.